Finding a roommate in a sky-high housing market is always a gamble, but moving in with a towering, ridiculously handsome man who treats his emotions like a volatile stock market crash is an entirely different level of chaos. In Mr. Emotionally Unstable, the laugh-out-loud final book in Alina Jacobs' beloved The Seattle Svensons romantic comedy trilogy, readers are thrown headfirst into a whirlwind of domestic friction and explosive chemistry. The story follows our witty, fiercely independent heroine as she finds herself sharing close quarters with one of Seattle's most prominent and notoriously moody Svensson brothers. He is a man who can be a charming, fiercely protective gentleman one minute and a brooding, utterly dramatic grump the next over something as simple as a misplaced coffee mug. It is a wildly entertaining setup where the forced proximity is tight, the banter is lightning fast, and the emotional stakes are delightfully unpredictable. Love He Denied by M.L. Hall. There is no public humiliation quite like being abandoned in front of a crowded church, wearing a white dress, while the man you trusted with your future completely vanishes into thin air. In Love He Denied, a high-angst, emotionally shattering contemporary romance by M.L. Hall, the scars of the ultimate betrayal run incredibly deep. Years ago, Julian Vance left his childhood sweetheart, Natalia, standing alone at the altar without a single word of explanation, leaving her to piece together a broken heart and a ruined life under the cruel whispers of high society. Natalia spent years building an ironclad fortress around her emotions, vowing to never let anyone close enough to hurt her again. But when a cruel twist of fate forces Julian back into her world, now colder, more powerful, and fiercely determined to reclaim the woman he left behind, the fragile peace she fought so hard to achieve completely shatters. To the rest of the world, he is a ghost in a tailored suit, a lethal phantom operating in the absolute darkest corners of the criminal underworld. But to her, he is the monster who holds her entire survival in his blood-stained hands. In Daggermouth, the breathtaking and intensely dark first installment of H.M. Wolfe's highly anticipated The Heart Duology, readers are plunged into a gritty, high-stakes psychological war where love and destruction are completely indistinguishable. The story follows a fiercely resilient heroine who, through a series of devastating misfortunes, finds herself trapped in the orbit of the underworld's most ruthless and enigmatic enforcer, a man known only by his terrifying reputation. From their very first explosive encounter, the boundary lines of captor and captive completely blur, igniting a dangerously toxic, high-friction game of survival, where a single misstep means absolute ruin. The true brilliance of this audiobook summary lies in Wolfe's signature ability to craft a deeply claustrophobic, slow-burn tension that leaves listeners entirely off balance. This isn't a soft, conventional romance. It is a dark, psychological chess match where every interaction crackles with raw animosity, hidden agendas, and a scorching, undeniable physical chemistry. The hero is a masterclass in gray morality, unapologetically brutal to the rest of the world, yet displaying a fierce, terrifyingly possessive protectiveness over the one woman who dares to look him in the eyes without flinching. As the larger criminal conspiracy closes in around them, forcing them into a volatile alliance, the narrative peels back the layered traumas of their pasts, revealing that they might just be two broken pieces of the exact same dark puzzle. For audiobook enthusiasts who live for dark contemporary romance, enemies to lovers dialed up to absolute extremes, and anti-heroes who refuse to apologize for their sins, Daggermouth delivers a phenomenal, completely addictive listening experience. The pacing is absolutely relentless, shifting from sharp, biting dialogue to heart-pounding underworld suspense without missing a beat. It stands as a brilliant, unput-a-bookable exploration of power dynamics, trauma, and the dangerous allure of a love born out of absolute chaos. This magnificent audio journey will keep your heart racing and your mind spinning, culminating in a jaw-dropping, masterfully crafted cliffhanger that will leave you utterly desperate to hit play on the final conclusion of the duology.